Okay, shall we start now? All right. Okay, so for this mangrove swamp, again, we'll start with the extreme conditions. I repeat, there are two aspects that we'll focus to study about this chapter 7, the adaptation. Start with the extreme conditions that unable or make the trees unable to stay alive. Like the normal trees, why is that when we put it on the mangrove swamp, they cannot survive? Okay, so there are a few things that you need to recognize that's it, under the extreme conditions. One is that they have soft grounds for support. Soft ground, that means a normal root that if you put it there, definitely the tree will form. Okay, they also have muddy soil, which will have high concentrations of salt, meaning that the water, if the roots have the normal roots like what we know, normal roots of the trees that we have, tropical trees, we expect the surrounding to have more water, less concentration of salt, but now the reverse way blood, high concentrations of salt, meaning that instead of the water being diffused into the root cells through osmosis, now it's the other way around. Other way around meaning that water leaking out. This is a very big problem. If the normal trees are being put on the swampy area, they will die of lacking of water. That's the idea also. Same for high intensity of sunlight. That means if they do not have certain way to adapt themselves, okay, the sunlight exposure is too high, will make the tree dry or maybe too hot and die. Same for there is strong wind around the area, so easily the wind will also what we call it blown away the trees. That's why they need adaptations to survive in the area. Okay. That's why you see, that's why we need to know that. That's why also in the future, chapter 10, if I'm not mistaken, ecosystem, you will need to explain from an empty area. Later you will learn the word colonization and succession. Soon, not now. Colonization and succession. Meaning that given the place which is totally empty, like mangrove swamp, empty. So how is it from an empty space then grow into a tropical forest? Empty. Let's say you just imagine there is an empty place somewhere near your house, also empty. You will definitely notice a very, very magical moment. Start from empty sand area, then grow the grass. Right around? Grow the grass, then there are another species come in. The grass is another type of grass which is longer and bigger. Then after times elapse, there will be more plants, more complicated plants, come in, bigger and bigger and bigger. And this thing will take maybe few years, 10, 20 years, even go up to 100 years. Then at the end of the day, the place will from empty place become a tropical forest. We call this a climax community soon. So chapter 7.
Climax.
Yes.
What was it? Climax
climax community. Okay, I will show you the thing now. We will learn that later, but not today. So we don't waste our time for this because you are not learning it yet. Okay, I will show you. There's a word we call it a climax community in the future. Okay, this is a term that you will remember soon. You will come across with it. And swampy area is one of the
areas that go through that.
Example that they will use. You will have three places that you need to remember. One is the mangrove swamp. Another one, pond. Okay, pond. That means the area left over with water. Left over with water, such as the place that after mining. Selepas pelombongan, after mining. So it's water, but the water place, after 100 years, you will notice the changes. Also from water, then later on come out all the soil and the tree and become tropical forest at the place. Okay, you will also have other place else that you need to give example for the process of the plants grow and take over the place. Okay, soon in the future. So back to your mangrove swamp, you have extreme conditions that you need to remember. So we are going to learn one by one. You need to remember that you have no choice, teacher. So it might not found in your textbook yet, or you read it already. You will learn all these plants again, come into your study by chapter 8 and chapter 9. Coming soon, no worry. You will come across with that one. So teacher, what is that mean by Avicennia and Sonoraceae? Do I need to remember that? Yes, you have no choice. You have no choice. Okay, are you ready?
Yes, yes.
So these two plants, okay, make it very fast. So first, you need to remember the way of writing the term or you call it the name of the species is italic, or you can put it a normal way, but you need to underline it. Then later on chapter 8, you learn this scientific naming system. You learn that. So there are two names here that you call it Avicennia sonoracea. They have long underground cable roots, okay, to support them in the soft and muddy soil. And another one, they have pneumatophore for breathing purpose. Breathing, because you need to know that their root is under water now, under salty water. That's why you need to grow out to get the gas. That's why you see on the swampy area, you'll find a very, very, some people say disgusting. I would say respect the nature. You'll find an unpleasant view, like a lot of things coming out from the soil. Yes, they are the root to breathe. Not normal. Okay? Same as this. When the types grows, you notice that the roots under the tree is very complicated and very widespread. Cable roots. Okay, this also purposely to give support the tree not to be able to easily blown down fall by the strong wind. So are you okay with that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, can we continue? Shall we? Okay, so after that, there is another species that you need to recognize on it. Rhizophora species, a Rhizophora. Just now got Avicennia sonoracea, now you have Rhizophora. These trees, they have prop roots, okay? They also have lenticel that found on the tree barks to let them to breathe. What is prop roots? Prop roots, again, is the aerial roots that not only anchor the plant to the mud, but also play important role in aerations, meaning let them to breathe. These are the prop roots you can see on the screen. Okay? Right. You get it? And that is the fourth plant and the last for this chapter, not this chapter, this Halophyte, at least you need to remember, Bruguiera. Bruguiera, they have buttress root, okay, knee-shaped pneumatophore. Buttress root is like this.
Buttress. Oh, okay.
It's like something that can hold water. You hold the water in. Buttress root. Okay? Are you okay with that?
Okay.
And the trees in the mangrove swamps also have few more features as general for all the trees, of all four of them. One, the leaf of the mangrove plants have thick cuticles. Thick cuticles to reduce transpiration during hot day. And they are, of course, they are succulents. That means the tree filled with water. And the root cells will have high osmotic pressure, higher than the surrounding salt water. In other words, the root cell will adapt to make sure that they have higher salt content in it compared to outside. Teacher, you already mentioned that the outside is very salty. It's very salty. So how is it possible that the root cells have more salt than the outside? Hello? Are you still there?
Sorry. My grandmother walking.
Oh,
No
sorry.
problem.
Teacher.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, continue.
I'm so sorry.
Apa itu?
Yeah.
Sorry,
Boleh bantu?
my grandmother, yeah.
I know it's okay. Okay. Apa saya boleh bantu? Tak ada kan? Nothing ah? I thought if your parents suspect something, then my explanation, let me know. Never explain. Okay, so I continue. So you will say again, why and how is it possible that the root make themselves having more salt, higher salt content than the outside? What will you answer? You understand not? Now we have the swampy area. That means the place that's meeting with the salty sea water. So it should be high salt content outside. So how is it possible that the root able to make it more salty than the outside environment? How is it possible? There's only one answer. There's only one answer you can give me.
Mm-hmm.
Which is?
Answer.
Which is? Answer is simple. Active transport. Active transport. That's why some of the question later you will learn in the endothermics. Why is it they have more mitochondria? It's just simply to make sure that they actively pump more salt to the surrounding root cells to make sure that they are having high osmotic pressure, higher than or more salt content compared to the outside environment. This to make sure that what? The water able to be diffused into the root cells by osmosis, or else there is no point. Outside is higher salt, inside lower means definitely water will leak out through osmosis. We don't want that to happen. So we must make sure that the salt inside the root, the salt is higher content than outside environment. You okay?
Okay.
Okay. There is also another feature. So I have mentioned few features. I'll start with thick cuticle. Succulent actually no need to remember much. Thick cuticle to prevent what? Transpiration, or to reduce transpiration. Okay, that means water loss. Then the root cells which have more salt, high osmotic pressure, or in the current term, you call it as having lower water potential than the outside. You will need to learn how it happens. And now the third, hydatodes. Hydatodes, what is that?
I don't remember. Okay.
They have something that enable the leaf to sweat. The leaf to sweat. That means the leaf got some holes there. Then you will most probably link these hydatodes to chapter 4. If you do remember, chapter 4, transportation under root pressure. The root pressure, I don't know whether you remember or not.
I don't remember.
One chapter where the root pressure enable the small plant like strawberry plant sweat. Let look to the book later. Yeah, find out the words. Okay, that one also is one part of it. Back to here. Okay, I mean the swampy area trees have hydatodes on their leaf. The pores on the leaf. Then teacher, how does it look like coming? And the last is that they have a very special feature for their seed. Their seed will be like halfly, or actually not halfly, already germinate before they drop down from the tree. I repeat, the seed is already germinate with their root before they fall down from the tree or drop off from the tree. So the idea is that you can look into the diagram. Yeah, this is the vivipary, which means the seed. This is one of the very typical question later you need to learn the adaptation. So why is that the seed is germinated before drop from the tree, before dropping from the tree? This is not lady fingers. This is the seed. You see that? Do you notice the leaf and also the root? So do you think, logically think, does it help in making the trees able to survive, meaning reproduce and get more trees to grow? Do you think so? You see, when the seed is already germinated, they have already root. So when they drops, is it help them to anchor the soil better?
Yeah, because the soil is soft.
Already have root, right? Then when they anchor, they already have leaf. So do you think they can photosynthesize?
Yeah.
They grow. They will leaf, but rather than if they drop down as an ungerminated seed, ungerminated one whole oval shape drop down, most probably they will be sink into the soil and bye bye. So this is the idea. So, you answer that. This is in your book later. Which are Haida thoughts?
Can I try to like, say in my words just to confirm? Okay, so vivipary, is that how you pronounce it? Yes. Vivipary, yeah. So they germinate the seed because one, they make it easier for the production of the plant because yes, the harsh condition of the land is very soft ground, so you can easily sink. So they already have roots, so they can ingrain their roots easier. And two, they have a leaf so that they can produce photosynthesis immediately after being planted. And last but not least, they have a stable core, which is like there's the stem. Is it?
No, the stable stem you can ignore. The most important thing that you need to mention, the most important, increase survival of the seed to germinate. It may increase the survivalship of the seed. Understand what I mean? Survivalship. Hello. Survival. If not, they are not able to, as you mentioned just now, very good. That means the first part of it is clear. Only the second part I disagree with, not to say the whole, but you can put it aside first. Go for your first point that you explained. Now it's quite good for that. Okay, you will learn that later. Don't worry. You put it. We put it aside, but you need to get to know these. Features of the plants that you can find at the swampy area again, which enable them to adapt themselves under the extreme condition in it. Same for Hydathodes. And when you look into the diagram now, on your screen, teacher, what are those crystallized substance on the leaf? Yes, what are they?
Hydathodes.
No. The crystallizing is not Hydathodes.
Oh,
These are the salt. The salt.
Oh, salt.
Yes, where the water, when Hydathodes are the tiny holes on the leaf, when the water contains the salt, leak out, leak out from the leaf, and the water evaporated. These are the salt that leave behind, or they are left behind as a crystal. Understand or not?
Okay.
So can you imagine that the trees inside the tree contain how much of salt? If they don't leak out, this is the thing. If they don't leak out, it will not survive. Okay. So I'm not going to going to talk about this word again, colonization association yet, but in the future you will explain back to me. But I want to tell you that when you look on the screen now, okay, you need to recognize that all the 4 species that you remember are Vicinia soneracea, Vurugu, Ira, and Rhizophora, 4 of them. Okay, they have special mechanism that you need to remember, the adaptation, to let them survive. Okay, you get what I mean?
Okay.
I want to mention the most important thing is that, do you see that with all the species found near the swampy area, one of it, the soil become more compact and firm. You notice this?
Compact and firm.
Okay, more compact and firm. Okay, that's why also it makes the ground become higher and the soils become drier. How about those pioneer species, all these things? We will talk about that in the future. I just want you to give the picture first. Remember that Halophytes are those plant species that grow on where? Swampy
areas.
Swamp. And then you will say, why I need to recognize that? Because as I mentioned earlier, the lesson just now, we have what again? Sea current, water current on sea that keep on eroding the soil near the beach, especially. We need something to prevent further erosion, prevent it.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's why we recognize on it. And second things that is important, we also mentioned about economical aspect. What if we grow plants near the swampy area too? So we have something that we can generate income for. Okay, so that inside, then you recognize that under Halophyte, there are 4 species. So we have Vicinia soneracea, Rhizophora, and Vuruguira. There's different types of root and also certain characteristics that shared among them. You get it?
Okay.
And why is the purpose you learn all these things? You can see on the screen, as I mentioned also, because the soil becomes firmer and the ground becomes higher. Okay, so at the end of the day, all these will modify the soil and make it structurally stable. That's why you can see in the diagram here. Try to read the diagram from your right to the left. From
right to the.
Do you notice that? You see?
Okay. Let's go.
Do you see the land the ground getting higher, firmer, stabilizer. Yeah, stabilize, not stabilizer. More stable.
Stabilize.
So at the end of the day, you will have
Sevilla.
yes.
No, sorry, my grandmother.
It's okay, no problem. I just scared that you got questions in it. For me, I don't mind. I don't mind at all. Who knows, right? Then suddenly your parents ask about who is this guy that talking to you.
Okay.
Let allow me to introduce to them. It's okay. So you will see that at the end of the day, you have firmer ground, stable ground, which able to grow the tropical forest
normal
that we now
trees.
know,
Okay.
like in Malaysia. If not without this swampy tree, again, Halophyte, you will not have them behind. That's why I say the land cannot grow. Become bigger. Yeah. Instead of protecting, they also grow the ground. I repeat, grow the ground. That means what is the natural way for the ground near the sea to grow? One of the aspect here, is by growing again this halophyte. You get what I mean now? Just imagine that with this plant moving in front, your land actually growing bigger. Instead of using a very, very unfriendly, eco unfriendly manner, which which is done by normally like Singapore. Yeah, they will go to some other place like Indonesia and also Malaysia, ask the people there to bomb the mountains and to get more stones and also sand, and then bring to their country and put it to the ground near the island. That's very unfriendly towards the ecosystem. Yeah, but now Malaysia. We have a natural way to maintain at the same time to grow the land rather than just to put in all the stones and also the sand. Don't know they dig from where. They must come out from certain source. You get what I mean or not? The source can be from the mountain, from some other place. They dig it. Okay, then they send it and import it to the place they want. Then they dig it. That's how they maintain the land. Okay. Now, do you understand? Yes. Why you learn this? We learn that also in the future about this. That's why when you look into the notes given, why is it different now? I will show you. I give you the note later. So I mentioned all of them with respected plants name as well. Okay, you will come again with this thing. Okay, I'm now open up the text for a moment. I don't know why. Where is it? Where is it? Why is it suddenly that disappear? No worry, I'm opening up the textbook for you. Just a moment. Okay, a very short while. You will come across this and this chapter. A moment. Okay, under here, ecosystem. Okay, teacher, can you show me? Okay, if you didn't say, and I will show you lah. If you have the book with you, perhaps you can just flick through the page, or else
I'm actually using online book.
Yeah, if you have it, very good. If you don't have it, then you cry lah. Teacher, got me? Don't worry, I'm here to show you. If not, then you will say what a waste of time for my lesson right now. Here it is. Now you see that? At page 185.
185.
Do you see it? 185. Look to the screen just a moment. Mangrove ecosystem. So what is ecosystem? I'm going to talk to you later in a few more lesson coming. But now at least you know that okay, there's a mangrove ecosystem. Under this, you will learn okay that they have a lot of biotic components. You know what is biotic, abiotic coming? That means inside the mangrove ecosystem there are lots of species. Loss of species means diverse biodiversity, meaning more money. It's true also. Okay, and that's why you learn the adaptation feature. Do you see that? Page 187. Page 187.
Okay.
Do you see it? Do you see the things that I'm looking at? On the screen. Okay. I mentioned oil. 187. Are you okay?
Yeah. Just jotting it down.
Yeah. Do you see some same thing on the screen as I am? Do you? Do you? No. Okay. Okay. Do you see this? 180, 187.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-mm. All right. So I already jumped to chapter 9. Just open up your mind. I mean, yeah, your eyes, view, and your mind. It's not about just a chapter learning. Why I need to remember this Halophyte for? You understand or not? Yeah, lah.
Okay.
I'm now staying somewhere in the town. So why do I care to learn them? You get what I mean? I understand you students thinking, but now you know that it is also an important example for you to learn that how the ecosystem at the mangrove area, mangrove swamp area, I mean trees adapt themselves at the same time to support millions of species there, and also at the same time you can generate income from it, which including also one very common term in the late SPM questions. We call it ecotourism. Eco.
Ah. Oh
What is
god.
ecotourism?
Um.
Simple. You have a forest, you bring people in to visit the place, at the same time you juggle the place. Okay, you
Oh
let that
how.
in, means that they do whatever team building program, they do whatever thing they want, you generate income, at the same time also you protect the nature. Ecotourism.
Uh, oh how it comes to bite you back.
But
uh,
you don't say that this is not important, that's why.
no, no, no. Okay.
No, I know, because we as a town people, I understand what you're thinking. For frankly speaking, I also, if I'm that time, I'm your time also, I also won't give a damn on them lah. But it is very important now, okay, for you to recognize them. That's why read until page 189 especially. That's why you see the importance of mangrove ecosystem, okay, as the protections zone, as I mentioned to you, to lessen the impact of the strong wave and wind to reach the seesaw area. Okay, yeah, see what I mean? Same for fishery resources, income for fishermen,
Mm-hmm.
forestry resources. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
like you say, the furnitures, and lastly, food and
Furniture.
weapons resources.
Uh-huh.
That's why I say you don't ask me why you care to remember the name of the species. They have important aspect, which means you can earn money from them. Okay, clear or not?
Clear, clear.
Okay, don't worry. I will see you also in, if tomorrow. Are you okay or not? Do you think you can have lesson with me tomorrow?
Probably, inshallah, can. But
Inshallah.
gotta
Tomorrow.
the time gotta start out more properly next time.
Okay, allow me just to turn off the recording first.
That's fine.
Turn off first. I'm going